Hello, everyone. It's me, Rachel. How are you doing today? How are you? Yeah. So, this video, I hope you're doing well. And if you're not, I'm here for you. um, and I hope that you use this time to be here for yourself. There are days when I don't feel okay and the intensity gets to me. There are days when the old waves of hurt arise. There are days when there's just so much information coming in. There are days when tragic things happen. So we have these days in our lives, right? Not every day is about feeling our best. Some days we don't feel that great. And right now, we're living in a time when there is so much unknown, when there is so much intensity going on. And the time is now to access our inner compassionate power, to hold space for all of it, to hold space for our suffering, to hold space for the hurt, to hold space for the intensity. And this video is about expressing rather than suppressing. Sometimes we're just trying to keep it together and, get everything in line and fight off those negative thoughts and, slay our demons and all this kind of stuff, this energy of constriction and protection and shielding and tightness can come in. This actually is a chronic problem that we have in our culture, isn't it? We weren't necessarily given the tools to hold space for all of it, to meet the challenges of life, to handle it when it comes our way. And so we're in a process of undoing the programming that has been instilled in us for far too long. And that programming says you should be ashamed for feeling the suffering and that there's something wrong with you if you're suffering, and that you need to pull up your bootstraps and get it together and you know change your attitude. So in all of these things I'm mentioning, there are little grains of truth in them, but we can't blanket it all with these ideas. We can't blanket our entire lived experience with these ideas, with these means of concepts, with these notions that we have to, toughen up and pull up our bootstraps and change our attitude and all that kind of stuff. So there are times when it's appropriate to do those things, but that's just a teeny tiny little part of the story. So today is about using our wild self-compassion to acknowledge what is here now, to hold space for and express what's inside of us so that we can move through the intensity that comes our way, the intensity that comes into our body, right? So here it comes. What do we do with it when it's here? So today is a practice for handling intensity. It's a creative practice. So you're going to get your journals out. You're going to get out your markers or crayons or whatever. I've got my handy dandy oil pastels that I love so much to do expressive arts with. And we're going to go into some somatic, creative processing. So, to begin, we acknowledge what is here, and we continue the process of acknowledgement, and then we get to the point where we can be grounded and we can express what is in here that needs to come out. Not in the sense that we are trying to rid ourselves from anything, but that we are allowing what is here, this energy. Everything is energy. And when that intensity comes, if we try to fight against it, it's going to get stronger, right? If we try to deny that it is existing at all and just change our mindset about it, then we're going to suppress it and fake it and pretend like we're okay, when really, ooh, it's intense what's happening here. So, acknowledgement, right? So let's take a breath and come into your body. Let's take a big breath and just open up, move your arms and maybe place your hands on your heart or your belly or both, or relax them down, whatever feels right. Maybe even hold your head if you need to bring some tenderness to your head. Really just acknowledge, what is it that feels right for you right now. And feel into your system, and I want you to acknowledge intensity. And maybe you'll say, oh, but I'm having a great day, there's no intensity. Fine, do this another time. Or maybe invite in the acknowledgement that there is intensity in this lived experience. Maybe it's just about compassion for the intensity that you felt 2 weeks ago, or that someone else is feeling right now. And take a breath and release. And take a breath and release. Acknowledge intensity. And you might do that by saying, I feel this intensity. Or I notice this intensity. Now, this is something you can do whenever it comes on suddenly, too. When all of a sudden it's overwhelming and you feel this intensity in that moment, and you start to spin out maybe, and your reactivity wants to kick in, and your thoughts start to go down that road. You can catch yourself and you can say, okay, I'm going to give myself permission to feel this right now. Allowing it to exist because it is here. Doesn't mean we don't want to feel different, but it means right now we're accepting the fact that right now it's intense. You might have thoughts of blaming yourself. I shouldn't have let it get this bad, or if only I wouldn't have done this, then I wouldn't feel this way. No, we're going to let go of that judgment about the intensity and simply let it be. Breathe through it. Notice what's going on in your body right now. Drop your focus down. Be aware of what your body is sensing. This is that somatic work that we've been doing in these creativity exercises, some of them. Okay, so notice, I'm noticing the intensity. I'm allowing myself to accept the fact that it is here. And I'm saying, here it is. I notice this. I feel this here because it's here. Here's this intensity. And with that, I'm noticing in my body, what are the sensations going on? What's going on inside? Where is it going on? Locate it in your body. Breathe. If you need to move, allow the movement. And I want you to allow that your body to speak to you, to show you, to give you information through the sensations you feel. And just be aware of those sensations. What is it that's happening inside? The more you breathe, the more softening can happen, so you can even be aware of what's happening inside. If we're not breathing, then we're clenched up and we can't even really feel what's going on. Breathe to release that clenching and go down in. And where do you feel, and what do you feel, and what is the sensation? What's it like? Describe it. In your mind or with your words, describe. Notice. Be with it. Maybe it changes, maybe it moves, maybe it stays the same. Is it big? Is it small? Is it heavy? Is it light? Is it in? Is it out? Where is it? What is it like? What's a metaphor? Get very descriptive. Let your imagination open up as you engage in your body, acknowledging intensity. What happens in your body now? What are you feeling about it? How does your body respond? What are the signals that your body's giving you? And I'm looking over at my pastels right now. I'm going to just pick a color. Maybe you can do that too. Pick a color. Take a breath. Maybe there's an image that starts to arrive in your mind. Or maybe a shape or just a sense of a tone, sound, or movement. Maybe you want to make a little sound even. Maybe sound wants to happen right now. That's part of the creative process. That's part of the expressive process is sound. To emote, to move with sound, to let the energy move, right? So drop down, and now we're going to give this feeling an expression. And just start to create those shapes on your paper. And let the expression come. Let the expression come. And just keep going. Don't stop. Keep going. If other colors want to come, maybe you had like a real clear image. Was there space around it? Was it tight? Was it dark in there? And anytime you get stuck, you can just pause and come back to the feeling inside, acknowledging intensity. Maybe there's another idea that comes that wants to be validated by you through this art that you're making, through this expression. Maybe you're like, that's not really it, but okay, just run with it. Keep going. Don't give up on the process. Don't give up. Keep going. Stay present with what you're feeling inside as you're making this. Maybe words want to come. Maybe you want to just start putting some words on here that describe what you noticed inside with the intensity. Some descriptive words about what you felt in there. Maybe there's a new little shape that wants to come. Maybe you're starting to get a little bit more insight inside. Connect with your hand as it moves along on the page, and make some sound as you do this. Make some breath as you do this. This is going to help process the intensity. That's what it means to process. It means to transmute it, to shift it into a new vibration, to release it naturally so that it can move, because it's energy, right? Emotion, it's emotion. Your emotions are the energy in motion. Remember? Yeah. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Maybe there's some stuff that wants to come in to heal it. Maybe there's some light or color or vibration or shapes. What shape might come in to help with this? That wants to come in to help with this. Maybe there's some energy now. See, that's the thing. We don't want to rush into fixing. We want to really hold space and let it be expressed. And then we go into, okay, what are the words? What's the energy? What's the color? What's the shape? What's the sound that wants to come to bring now the soothing energy? Okay. Go into the soothing energy with it. Maybe you're like, I'm not ready to be soothed. I still need to express this intensity. Keep going with it then. Keep going with that. Like, okay, yes, there's still this other sense in there that wants to come. Maybe it's like a back and forth between the intensity and then the soothing, or the intensity and then the soothing. That soothing is the calm, loving, compassionate. Maybe it's more of like a powerful, like the breath, and we really get into that strong breath. We can, get that vibrantness happening. Just keep making lines, shapes, colors, keep grabbing colors. Let it just sort of happen. Let it unfold before your very eyes. Let go of the need to control the image. Let go of the need to control the image and make it perfect or be exactly what you're feeling and communicate it exactly. This is about emotional communication. This isn't about logic, creating a PowerPoint or anything like that. This is about emotions. So let it roll. Anytime you need to do this, I recommend, anytime you're feeling that intensity and it's just too much and you're like, oh my God, I got to get this out. I got to let this out. I got to process this. Come back to this. Let your hand move vigorously, or whatever the modus operandi is of your unique expression. Fill up this page. Breathe. Move your breath as you do this. It's so important. Keep breathing as you go. That's going to help keep the movement happening. This is where the body, the psyche, the emotion, and the conscious mind, and the unconscious, they all meet here on the page. Externally. This is an externalization of the internal experience. Keep going. Keep going. Keep breathing. Keep making your marks and shapes and words if you need to. Let this intensity come out, my friends. Let it move. Make those sounds. Everything you're doing right now is helping. It's helping those times when you couldn't process it. You didn't know what to do with it. breathe. Keep making marks. I'm going to go for just a little longer here, a little longer. Take another minute. Sit with this. Be with it. Connect with what you're creating. Look at it. Feel it. Let it speak to you. Even if it doesn't make any sense right now. It's not about sense making. Not necessarily right now. It's just about expressing. Keep breathing. Let the intensity come out through this. Colors, shapes, formations, expressions. Here it comes, almost there. 10 more seconds for this process here. Now you may end up wanting to come back to it and do more with it later. That's totally cool, you know? I promote that. I encourage you to do what feels right for you, as you know. Yeah. This isn't about conforming to my way. It's about doing it your way. No conforming allowed. How funny is that? No conforming allowed, huh? All right. Wrapping it up. Breathing and releasing. Standing if you need to. Stretching. Move around your space if you need to. Shake. Lots of shaking with the intensity. Lots of releasing. The jaw. Right? Yeah. Here's what I came up with. There's my intensity. Focus wants to go on to me. So there it is. Whew. Good stuff. How do you feel now? What was that like for you? Give me some feedback. Let me know. I'll share a little bit about what here's one I created recently about the joy inside, right? From a few weeks ago. So this is the intensity, and this is the joy. Similar in a way. Well, at the end, we close now. We close with calm, and we finish with grounding. Find somewhere in your body. Now, you may not feel totally calm. That's okay. We're accessing calm inside. So go back in. Find a place inside of you that feels either calm or peaceful or neutral. Locate it. Focus there for a moment. Focus only on that spot. And then drop your focus down to the soles of your feet. Another breath. Great. So we close with calm and we finish with the feet. Excellent. We are complete with our creative process, the somatic activity, right? The acknowledging, the mindfulness, the allowing, the compassion, the being with it, and then the expressing, the releasing, the letting it move, giving it space, giving it form, acknowledgement and validation. And then we come to calm again. Excellent. Now get some water or some tea, go outside, eat some food, move your body, take a pause if you have something else to do, take a beat in between the activities of your day. Bless you, bless you, bless you, and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now, my dears.